Hello, I'm going to go over the pre-algebra quiz that we took today, and you can use that to study and prepare for the retake on Friday. All right, in this first problem, it wants to know which of the tables is not a function. A function is where every input x has exactly one output y. And so what you would want to do is you would want to look for a table where you have repeating x values. So for example, in table T, 3 goes with 4 and it goes with -4, and so that means it is not a function. Number 2, when you have a graph, you can use the vertical line test. So if I were to draw a vertical line straight through here, it would touch the graph at more than one point. And so therefore I know that each input would have more than one output, so it is not a function. Question number 3, wanted to know which statement best interprets the information. The one that best interprets it is B. The bicycle club members stopped for a rest during their ride because their distance was remaining constant during that time. Okay, number 4, this is where you were just matching different sections of the graph. So in part A, Ira is walking from his house, because it's a distance from home, to his grandma's. At B, he stops at a diner for a sandwich. At C, he leaves the diner and walks to his grandma's house. Part D is where he's visiting his grandma. And then section E is where he's walking from his grandma's house home. So you kind of have to look at the order of events here to figure out if he's stopping at the diner at part B or part D. But since we know that E has to be walking from grandma's house to home, then we know D has to be where he visits grandma. Okay, on number 5, you have a graph measuring the depth of some water and time. So how many inches does the water rise each hour? And so here is hour 1. And so if I come over here, I can see that that is 10. So it rises 10 inches per hour. How deep is the water after 4 hours? So I come up here, here's 4 hours. And I look up at this point on the graph and it is 40 inches deep. And so then the last question says, at what point in time, whoops, I lost my mouse here, sorry. How long will it take for the water to reach a depth of 80 inches? Well, it would take 8 hours since it's 10 inches per hour. Excuse me. Question 6, you have to just pick the statement that best matches the graph. This here at the beginning shows that the aircraft rose quickly and then it continued at a constant altitude because we're measuring height and time. So quick rise and then constant altitude. Number 7 wants to know which one best represents the situation described. During a 10-minute science experiment, the temperature of a substance decreases at a constant rate. So this is increase, this is not constant, and graph C is decreasing and constant. Number 8, Larry started riding his bike at a rapid pace. He got tired and stopped to rest, and when he started again, he was going at a slower rate. So here's his rapid pace, because this is a very steep part of the graph. Here's his rest time, because his distance is not changing, and then you can see Larry is moving again, but this part of the graph is flatter than the first portion of the graph, which shows a slower rate. And so that is his best scenario describing what happened here. Number 9 just wants to know the change in the amount of meat from Thursday to Friday. So I need to come down here and say, well, here's Thursday. Okay, Thursday had 58. And here's Friday. Friday had 72. And 72 minus 58 is where I get that 14. Okay, so we're just looking at the change in the amount of meat that was fed to the lions on those 2 days. Okay, on number 10, you were first identifying independent and dependent. So we have the Snow Place Ski Park is $35 for the entry fee and then $5 per hour. Whenever you see per hour, that's the rate. Okay, remember that it's y over x, or you could say y per x. And so x is always the independent and y is always the dependent. And so in this case, if we say dollars per hour, then we know that hour is the independent, so that's the number of hours. And then the y is the money, so there's your independent number of hours. And then your dependent is your y, which is your total cost. So then it asks you to write a function. Well, a function is an equation, so you have y equals. And then you have your $35 plus your $5 times every hour. You could have also written as $5 for every hour plus 35. And then it wants to know how long can you be at Snow Place Ski Park without going over $60. So if my total cost is $60 and I know that it's $5 per hour plus 35 for the fee to enter, I can just substitute in and solve for x, the number of hours. And so if I do that, I can say this is 25, and then you guys know how to solve these equations. And so then 5 is the number of hours. Could have also made a table. Okay, you could have easily made a table to figure out when your total cost over here would be 60. Okay, either way is fine as long as you get to the answer of 5 hours. Okay, on number 11, this is like the Delta math that we did on Tuesday, so you can go in and practice some more of those. But it says Stevie leaves home and walks at a rate of 2 blocks per minute. Okay, so if you're looking here at Stevie's graph, she goes 2 blocks every minute. So here's 2 blocks for the first minute, and then she does it again 2 blocks for the second minute, and 2 blocks again. So she does that 3 different times to get up here to where she's headed. She forgets her laptop, so she returns home at the same rate. So we have to go back to home, which is at the bottom on the x-axis, and it's the same rate, so you're going to have the same steepness of line, just decreasing. She spends 5 minutes looking for her laptop, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. She's at home. And then she walks 3 blocks per minute back to the station, which is 12 blocks away. So if she has to go 12 blocks and she does 3 blocks per minute, we can divide 12 divided by 3 to see that it takes a total of 4 minutes. So here you have your 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes right here. And then she has to go all the way up here to 12 blocks. Okay, you could also say up 3 blocks over a minute, up 3 blocks over a minute, up 3 blocks over a minute, up 3 blocks over a minute for that total of those 4 minutes there. Okay, so there's some Delta math that you can practice if you would like some extra practice on those types of problems. All right, number 12, an independent variable is also known as the input, so independent input. The output of a function is also known as the dependent. So output is dependent or y. 14 gives you a function where the number of walls W that Joe can paint in T hours is given by this equation. And so how many hours will it take Joe to paint T walls? Well, if I know that walls is 8 and I'm looking for the number of hours, I can just do a little substitution here. And so oops, except for I wrote down the wrong number. Sorry, I don't know where I got 7 walls. There we go. I was thinking ahead to 8, that I knew it had to equal 8 in the end. So then we solve this equation. You could also use a table. That would be fine as well. And you would find that it takes Joe 4 hours to paint those 7 walls. Okay, and you could do a table if you'd want as well. And then the next part asks for the independent and the dependent variable. Well, in the equation, guys, the thing that you put in, the time, is going to be the independent. So T was the independent. What comes out is the dependent, or W. So the number of hours T is going to determine how many walls W that Joe can paint. All right, and then number 15, Carl is 2 feet taller than Max. And so Carl's height is represented by this function or equation, and it's equal to Max's height plus 2. So if I know Max's height, I can just add 2 to get Carl's height. And that happens in the first line and the third line. If I know Carl's height and I'm trying to find Max's height, then I would just subtract 2 from Carl, because remember, he's 2 feet taller, and then I would get Max's height. So there is some practice in Schoology, Delta Math, and IXL that you can do. You can choose which things you need to practice in order to prepare for this quiz. Thank you, and see you on Friday.